Hi students, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to explain about C identifiers. So identifiers are nothing but variables. So what is an identifier or a variable? So how we are going to represent the variable? So how you are going to use the variable in your program? So that we'll discuss. Identifier. So in C programming, identifiers are the names used to identify the variables, functions, arrays, structures, or any other user defined items. For example, I'm taking here, okay. For example, I'm writing int a equal to 10, for example, int a equal to 10 I'm writing. A is a variable which are declaring as an integer, right? So a is a variable, so it has to store only integer values into it, okay na? So that's why, so variables are the identifiers or names to read the value 10 where it is stored. And so function names, for example, I am writing int sum, okay. So sorry, this is a function, right? This is a function, sum is a function name and which is declaring as a integer, right? So integer sum function, okay. For that, arrays, for example, I am writing int, so a of 10, for example, I am writing some values 10, 20, like some values I am writing here. Here a is a variable name of the array. Array is nothing but a group of similar elements, okay na? So a is a variable name and this is a array name, nothing but a, and which are declared as an integer keyword, okay na? Like that. So identifiers are the names used to identify the variables, functions, arrays, and structures or any other user defined items. My name, for example, my name is my identity, right? So it is a name that uniquely identifies a program element. For example, the variable, nothing but it is an integer variable or character variable or float variable. So uniquely identify which type of data stored inside the variable, okay na? So it is a name that uniquely identifies a program element and can be used to refer it later in the program. An identifier is a sequence of letters and digits starting with a letter or underscore, okay, that we'll discuss, right? So rules for naming identifiers. So a variable name must begin with a letter A to Z or small a to Z or underscore. Except underscore, no other, right, special characters are allowed. So can contain only letters, digits or underscore, right? Cannot be a keyword and must not contain white spaces or blank spaces are not allowed. Should be up to 31 characters. Let me check this. So a variable must start with the for example, right? So addition, add, okay na? So this is a variable name, right? So and so my variable name should not start with a letter, sorry, underscore it may start, okay na? And should not start with a number and should not start with the add is a variable I'm taking here, okay na? So and I should not write add and should not give any gap between them. Blank spaces are not allowed. And the name, for example, I'm writing the name addition, right? I'm writing the name addition. So variable name up to, you can write up to 31 characters, even you can write more, but up to 31 characters are compared, take into consideration. So up to 31 are significant, okay. So the variable length is maximum 32 characters, so including character digits or underscore. So now we are going to see some valid identifiers, okay. So count, so here it is starting with the letter, hence it is a valid identifier. So starting with the underscore, it is a valid identifier. Here also, so total it is considered as only one variable, so it is also valid, and it is separated by the underscore, it is also valid. Student name also valid. So A123 also valid. So like this it is valid, okay. Now all these variables which are declared here are the valid identifiers or variables. Next we are going to see invalid identifiers. For example, here, so I wrote my variable, so some blank space came here. Should not write like that, you should write like this, my variable, no gap must be given between them, okay na? This is valid, my variable, okay. And see, hash define should not start because hash is a preprocessor, right? Should not with the special character hash. And here the variable starting with the number, it is not valid. and here void is a data type. Okay na? So star is also not allowed. Okay na? Asterisk not allowed in identifier names. So total value here hyphen is given, so it is also wrong. So if you want to write nothing but you should write total underscore value you can write, total underscore value you can write. Okay na? This is valid, and float is a keyword. I should not use, for example I am writing int float equal to 10. I should not write like this because int is a keyword and float is also keyword. So general, what is the syntax? Data type and variable name, and I should write like this. But in variable name I should not write use any keyword. Okay na? And it is starting with the price, so should write only price. This is valid. So at the rate is not, special characters are not allowed. Okay, so these are the invalid identifiers. Summary: identifiers are essential for naming elements in C program. Follow the naming rules to avoid compilation errors and choose meaningful names for better code readability. So thanks for watching. Thanks once again. Please, if you subscribe this video, please share, subscribe and like. Thank you very much.